Alrighty. This one is shotgun fun. If you haven't gathered yet, my parents were divorced, so my dad would have to pick me up for me to spend weekends with him. Also, he was a Marine, so I didn't see him a whole lot. I would say between ages when they divorced, around 2 or 3 years old, to 14 years old when I moved to live with him. That 11-year period, I probably only saw him maybe once or twice a year. So he'd come to pick me up, and normally my parents lived quite a ways away from each other. This instance, I can't remember exactly where we were, because I want to say it was around 81, 82. So I was probably 8, 9 years old, which would mean we were living, I believe, in Riverside, and I think my dad was maybe in Monrovia at the time, Pasadena area. I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure he was stationed at El Toro Air Base in Tustin at the time, or in Orange County area. But he had to come pick me up nonetheless, and he worked graveyard on a flight line, helicopters, did all kinds of stuff with helicopters, and he would be tired a lot, and he came to pick me up, and we were driving. This was a 1960s Ford Econoline where the engine's actually under a metal box that sits right between the passenger and the driver's seat. I would sit on the metal box on a blanket a lot all the time, very warm but comfortable. We're going down the freeway, and I just remember him saying, he's like, "I'm just too tired, I need to take a nap, I can't stay awake." I'm like, all right, cool. We pull over right on the side of the freeway, and I want to say there was it was in the mountains, it was a good section of let out, and like he pulled off into the dirt, and there was still another, from the passenger side of the van to the edge of this mountain, I would say there was probably 20, 30 yards, so somewhere around 60 to 90 feet to the side of the mountain. And there was some trash on the side of the road, cans and bottles. And so I had to entertain myself as my dad was asleep, and I was just kind of playing around with all that stuff, and got bored of that pretty quick. And I couldn't tell you exactly how long I'd been messing around, but then I went back to the van where my dad was sleeping, and I started looking around. And lo and behold, what do I find? Single shot breech load shotgun, 12 gauge. It was to be mine when I was old enough. He'd already told me this, and he'd shown me how to shoot it before. And I was like, well, I'm bored, he's sleeping, I'm gonna kill some time. So I grab a couple shells, and I set up a few bottles, and right on the side of the freeway, I take a couple pops with this shotgun. And it wasn't long before the first and second pop, because I just boom, breech load, boom. And by the time I got the second shot out, my dad was out of the van like a rocket and on me. Like, what are you doing? What is going on? And I'm like, I was bored, so I just thought I'd, pop off a couple of rounds. He's like, no, rips the gun out of my hand, grabs me by the back of my shirt, not hurting me or anything, but like visibly upset, and throws me in the van, throws the shotgun in the back of the van, and we just get the fuck out of there, right? So he hasn't let me live that one down to this day, and I'm just trying to kill some time. Thanks for listening.